Hello, YouTubers, and welcome back to the Latest Anarchy YouTube channel and to another Walking Dead Survivor stream. Sorry if there's any outside noise. Their landscapers at my apartment complex are mowing right now, which usually they used to come around 8:30 to 9 o'clock in the morning, and they just started like a half hour ago now at noon, so... Also found out I gotta deal with USPS shit now because these morons are not delivering to my apartment address. Because there's like apparently 10 people that never bothered to fucking change their damn address from here. And so they've been, delivering my mail and I've been sending it back. And I'm like, dude, like, just deliver to me only is what it is. So, yeah, it's just stupid people being stupid, basically. But anyway, so yeah, I gotta deal with that crap now is what it is. And hopefully they'll start delivering tomorrow properly is what it'll be then. So, but for today's episode of Walking to Survivor stream, I want to talk about a couple different things. Obviously, I was able to take number 1 for my region, or I should say my clan / war pack took number 1 for the season and main accounts, and then we also took number 1 in my secondary account, which apparently people there decided not to do any kind of nap kind of rules or whatever. So basically, when the new season starts in secondary region, it's going to be shielding up all the time or getting burned, basically. So I figure it'll be a situation where I'm basically on the map like once every 12 hours or so, give or take. And then once the 12-hour shield expires, I'll just jump back to the home regions, what it is there. But yeah, one thing I do want to talk about, though, is the new season for the main account here, which is going to be called Scarlet Reckoning. And I do find it interesting that it's Rick and Michonne on one side, and then you got Negan on the other side with, I forget what that chick's name is offhand, but she's been in a bunch of different ones. And so is the dude in the helmet. Those are people that have been like past villains in these different seasons and stuff like that. So, yeah, we got Fallow Grounds is the new passage, it looks like here. And then we got new season communities, a ranch, a school, a baseball diamond, a football field, and then the Forsaken Quarry is what this is called, which is interesting. And we also got new PvE enemies, Vengeance Enforcers. We got a new Warfront. Beta testing is called Band of Honor, apparently, I guess, from what was said the other day on the Walking to Survivor's Discord, is that they're going to be changing the RTZ events, and it'll eventually become this Band of Honor event, I guess. So I don't know if it'll still give, because I know right now the RTZ events give out, even if you're not competing in it, as a clan, you, like, I should say, as long as people in your clan compete on it, if you're not personally, like, in the actual battle or whatever, you'll still get stuff, whether you win or lose is what it is. So it'll be interesting to see if that's still the case or not, or if they're going to change it to where only people that are actually involved in the actual thing will get rewards and stuff, which if they do, that's fucking bullshit, because it's just another way to screw over free-to-play people is what it is then, that don't have a bunch of time on their hands and can't do those events and stuff, or aren't strong enough to do those events is what it is then. So we got exclusive rewards for the season, which there's your gold, silver, bronze things. I'm not sure what this one actually is for. And then new town hall skin, which would be the Forsaken Quarry thing, is what it is there, which actually is pretty cool. It'll be interesting to see what that actually does then, if it'll be an actual like attack bonus, or if it'll be like another health or defense bonus like previous ones were. That's one thing I noticed with a lot of them recently, is that if you look at a lot of the town hall skins that are available from these different seasons, so far I've not seen one at all that is a attack bonus for cavalry. There's been 1 or 2 here and there for like sharpshooters and melee people, but that's it. And then everything else is all defense and like health for the last several seasons, actually. Yeah, because Twin Oaks was melee defense. Crematorium was a sharpshooter attack. The Junkyard was cavalry fighter health. The amusement park was melee fighter attack. Serenity Villa was sharpshooter defense. Steakhouse was also cavalry fighter health. The casino was sharpshooter health. And then they put Bear Cave and some other stuff here now. Bear Cave is cavalry defense. Kingdom School is melee fighter health. The tattoo shop is sharpshooter defense. The fortified villa was melee health. The roadside motel was melee health. As were Rickety Treehouse, Sunset Mansion, and most recently the Sunrise Resort. So that's crazy. So for 5 seasons now, they've had nothing but melee health. So yeah, it does make me wonder if that's going to be like cavalry something, or like will it be cavalry defense, will it be cavalry attack? I hope it's cavalry attack, honestly, for that Forsaken Quarry town hall skin there. Because if it's not, that's some bullshit, dude. So, but yeah, so that'll be interesting to see. Not sure if we'll have a nap this season or not. Hopefully we will, but who knows? Like I said, I know we had one worked out with other people this past season. It was mostly because everybody wanted to, be able to not to get burned by whales and dolphins and stuff. And so everybody that wasn't a whale or dolphin was like, hey, can we make a deal here? And people were like, yeah. So, and you got other people that are on the unofficial Facebook pages for these games that are like, if you're not gonna be in war, what the fuck are you doing in this game? Oh, I don't know, because I actually like the other features of the game, Like, maybe that's why I play the game. Because I like to do rallies and stuff with people and hang out and whatnot, So, yeah, it's just fucking nonsense, though. But yeah, we got a bunch of different stuff going on right now. I have enough gold in my main accounts for the current season's earning stuff that I can actually, if I wanted to, I could buy both the Sunset Resort and the Sunshine Resort and then the Sunset Mansion, which I probably will do that actually, because it'll be, I believe right now I'm 9 of 10 when it comes to different achievements. Yeah, I'm 9 of 10 right now for the thing. So if I get a 10th Town Hall skin, it's a permanent one. It'll give me the ruby set there for that. And then I think it's like 15 or 20 after that one then. So the only things I need to do right now for the game would be obviously get the governor up to 10 stars. And then Pamela and Negan both need to be 8-star ones to get, well, those and Ruthless Negan actually too. All need to be 8 stars to get their next set of rubies. Called Arms to White needs to be a 9-star. And then I got, obviously, Vengeful Governor and stuff like that that can be up to 4 stars eventually. And then everything else is all pay-to-win crap. Well, except for Tyrese. So I'll have 4-star Tyrese pretty soon too as well with all these accounts. I think I figured it out. It'll be about 10 days or so before I can get another one of those dudes. Or enough frags for that guy, I should say, to up into a what am I saying now? Get up into a 4-star character then. But at that point it'll be all good though, because we can actually get things done then. So and then of course I got in the last season here, one of my accounts finally got a 15 skilled dog in it, which if I had realized, I would have actually tried to do 2 better 14s as the dogs is what it is there, because the 15 skilled dog is not anywhere near multiplier what it should be, because it should be in like the top 6s or whatever and stuff. I think this one's like the very low 6s or like the top 5s or something like that, what it is for multiplier, so it didn't get enough excess troops and stuff on the stuff for the melees, whatnot. So it is what it is, man. But yeah, it's a whole thing. So, but I think I did pretty good though, and I keep getting stronger. Obviously, in the game, I am working on getting the governors to 9-1s right now in all of my accounts, which my main right now that I'm in is 168 more that is needed. So with the 50 that I'm going to get from the reward stuff at some point here, it'll be 118 that I'll need after that then. So, and the thing that's nice is when we have events like, I'm trying to remember, Explosive Situations, what it's called, with beta and stuff, since they have the betas and stuff in that, you can get, I think it's like 9 or 10 universal fragments, which all go to governor. And then the same thing with the season skirmishes, it's like 10 or 15 universal golden frags there, so that I'll take it down again. So basically, I assume it'll be probably in the next month or so is when I'll have an actual like 9-1 governor then. So, and then we already got called arms to way up to 131 right now. So that's really, really good right now. And right now I'm just working on getting Negan, Ruthless Negan specifically to a 5-star in the one account, because it's already become a 5-star in the other accounts. So, and yeah, the only issue there is obviously you got to get 110 after the fact, is what it is there. So it's like a whole thing. So it's probably better to just put the fragmentation towards Dwight, and that's what it is. And then I am 5 off right now from having a 116 Negan. So, and this isn't my secondary region right now. Or sorry, I'm wrong. This is not my main account. This is the third account I made for this specific region. So, but yeah, it is what it is. So, still a good deal all the way around. Yeah, because my main has a much bigger Negan than that. It's almost a 120 right now. So, but I will say though, it is very tough to get fragmentation outside of things, because even in order to do it in the I think it's like Battlefronts or whatever thing there, you have to have it be X amount for that. In fact, I'm gonna go look it up real quick right now. Yeah, for the Battlefront stuff, you have to have 400 per thing, and you can get 2 Negan fragments out of that. So if you have like 4,000 of the courage tokens, you can get 20 Negans for that, which is not bad actually. So it also means having to play stuff like Survivors at War and everything else like that, which I don't have time for, unfortunately. So it is what it is. But yeah. So anyway, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens with everything there, and make sure I get all my stuff this time around and whatnot. Which, by the way, you need to, if you're going to play the game, obviously you need to figure out, like, with your silver tokens every season, to save those up and then eventually use them for Negan, Pamela, and Governor fragments on the thing, and then everything else after the fact is what it does then. Which you should obviously use them too for the long range transmissions, because you can get several hundred extras of those, is what it is there. And then that way you're not, having to scrimp and save and stuff like that. You can actually do the Sunday events, which are Saturday night usually, I believe is what it is, for the way the timer works here in America, what it is there. And with that, you can actually get quite a bit of nice shit there is what it is. And you can obviously get extra fragmentation there for Pamela or Called Arms to White or Ruthless Negan, etc. So, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, in the season I'm in right now, and I don't know if it was the previous season or not, but I know it's been at least this season anyway, they up the amount of Pamela fragments you can get for that stuff to where it's now 2 Pamela fragments for every one of the other guys' fragments is what it is there, which I thought was very interesting. So, and like I said, with the Scarlet Reckoning thing coming here pretty quick and stuff, it'll be very interesting to see, if we can make a deal or not. We can take first again, hopefully, if that'll be the case. So, I do look forward to fighting off against these guys, seeing how strong they are. And I would like to try this Band of Honor thing. Just I don't know if we did that once or before or not, because I know there was something that you had to sign up for, and I signed up for it, and I never got a chance to play in it because the time that it was going on, I was literally napping. One afternoon is what it was there. So, like I said, I really look forward to seeing this new town hall skin and seeing if it's cavalry or if it's sharpshooters or what it's going to be, or if it's some stupid melee shit again or whatever. So, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see. But super happy to take first, obviously, for the season. And what was interesting too is for this particular season was taking the first spot there. We ended up with, they are now doing what they call Tyrant Advanced Fragment vouchers, where you can either get Governor Pamela Negan or their advanced versions in the thing instead of just do it, because it used to just be Negan only is what it was there. But yeah, I think it's interesting because they have all 3 of them there in that. And then for taking first, we ended up getting 150 of those is what it was. Well, I should say taking first and ranking 1 and as the number 1 thing is what it was there, because the other clans that were number 1 as a war pact, they ended up taking the second rewards, which is 120 of them is what it is, and the people that took second, they ended up with, let me see here now. They ended up with 54 and 43 respectively for those fragmentations, which again, that's so fucked up, right? Like, you literally have first place, like first to first place, taking 150, and then it's 120, 90, 70, 50, and then 30. And mind you, this is if you have like 10 different war packs as part of the thing, whatever. So it's 6 to 10 takes 30, and then 5 takes 50, 4 takes 70, 3 takes 90, 2 takes 120, and then 1 takes 150 for the War Pack Champion Awards for first. And then, yeah, for second place, it's 54, 43, 32, 25, 19, 18. And then if you had 6 through 10, it'd be 10. So really, that's a slap in the face, dude. Because, like, even the fact that, like, the bottom rung is, like, 30 or whatever, and then 5 is 50 or whatever. So you basically have, like, just over 5th place for number 2 ranking for what you get for 54 tokens that it is there. Or, sorry, vouchers, I should say. And then 43 for number 2 is what it is there. So that's actually less than 5th place then. Really, it should be, like, about half of what it is for the tops. So if it's, like, 150 for top, for number 1 is what it is there, it should really be, like, 75 for first place and second. And then, like, 65 or 60 or something like that for second place. And then third place would be, like, 50 or whatever. So, yeah, it's kind of bullshit, honestly, on that one. But I'm not surprised by it, just because, they love to fuck people over is what it is there. So, But yeah, there's a. I don't know if you guys can hear that right now. There's a guy outside my apartment doing landscaping stuff. I think he's using a weed or something it is right now to trim some of the bush area and stuff like that. So it is what it is. But yeah, it's just a bunch of shit all the way around there. Like I said, fucking irritates the hell out of me is what it is, because you could have a better overall mixture of stuff in this game, but they, for some reason, choose not to do that, and I have no idea why. I really don't understand why. So, yeah, it is what it is, unfortunately. But anyway. But like I said, though, it's nice to be able to get some extra Negans and stuff like that, and then obviously governors and Pamela's and stuff like that are secondarily pretty good. So really, it's just about getting ahead and hopefully maintaining like the status quo. Basically, is what it is there. Because otherwise, what the fuck are you really doing, man? So, and in my opinion, it's it's like a situation of people not really doing much for the game because they're so weak as it is there. Like I've seen people recently in the secondary region I'm part of come in or be let into our region, and they're like obviously brand new accounts or like very close to brand new accounts, and I'm like, dude, how are you like a brand new account when we are literally like 11 or 12 seasons into the game right now? And even in the main account I'm in right now, it's like the same thing here, but we're like 15 seasons or something crazy like that in here. And it's like, yeah, how the fuck are you people like this week when you're like, did you seriously like somehow just come onto this region and start playing somehow? Because it's like, doesn't make any sense, because it's like, dude, like you have nothing. Like you're gonna help us no way possible at all in the future, because you can't, like, the thing is, like, even like the columns we take and stuff like that, like I was showing earlier with those like the baseball diamond and stuff like that, like that's you're gonna have to have like literally T10s just to hit into that is what it is there. Like if you're T9, you're not gonna be able to do shit there is what it is, dude. Because it's so much, because these zombies are so much stronger than you at those places. So the fact that you have people that are like T3s, T4s, T5s when it comes to troop sets and stuff, it's like, what the fuck are you even doing in this region, dude? Like seriously, it's fucking nonsense. So, but yeah, I don't know, man. It's fucking craziness is what it is. On top of everything else, I gotta go back out later today and set this stupid ass thing in my mailbox then, so that people can understand that yes, I know it isn't here now. You know, give them my shit. They'll probably give me some shit though about like, what happened to all the mail that was in there before, or whatever. And it's like, yeah, if it wasn't for me, I literally burned it, dude. So, because I completely didn't even think about doing a return to sender on it. So, but yeah, it's whatever. So, or if it wasn't like a bill or whatever, I think I just like threw it in the garbage is what it was then. So it's in a landfill now. But again, it's semantics at that point. Really, I think that was on the Postal Service at that point, though, because they should have understood that, yes, when I'm over here asking for this shit, like, I'm obviously the one living here now. Like, it's a one-room apartment, people. Like, not that hard to figure out. There's only one person living here. So that was really their fuck up for not. Really, it should have in the first couple, like, the first day or two after that, they should have put a fucking thing in my mailbox then about new resident or whatever, instead of waiting like a month and a half, whatever it's been now. And I think that's also why they didn't deliver that light to me like a week ago, is what it was, because they weren't sure if it was me that was living here, or if it was somebody else then. So, but yeah, like I said, I'm gonna have to go deal with that stupidity later and stuff, and then just basically, hopefully they'll get that in the morning or whatever, and they'll just actually have mail with them then, and they'll be able to deliver my mail for me. Is what it is then. Since I'm waiting on a water bill right now, and if I don't get a chance to get that and pay it off, like I'm gonna be fucked over on my water is what it is, and I'll have to pay the city to turn it back on, and that's what it'll be. So, which I'm not doing that shit because I'm gonna pay them off is what it is then. As soon as I get that bill. And if that means, come Monday morning and it's due on Monday or whatever, then I don't get it till Monday. I'll be like, hey, here's the deal. I didn't get this till today. Like, it's fuck. Like, if you want to blame somebody, blame the fucking stupid post office because they are the ones to blame in the situation for not just giving me my fucking mail for the last several days. But anyway, it is what it is. So, like I said, I'll figure it out here in the next couple hours and take this down there. And if I had, honestly, if I had known it was there to begin with, I would have actually just taken a pen down with me at that time and just signed it then, and then just put it right back in my box right then is what it is. So, but I didn't even know it was there. I thought it was, whatever. Because I'm trying to remember when the last time I even got my mail. It's supposed to be technically gotten daily, but I don't think I've done it for like a few days as it is now. Yeah, because last time I can't remember, I think it was, I can't remember if it was Sunday or Monday when I was out with my cousin. I think it was Sunday when I was out with my cousin. So it would have been sometime probably Sunday when I actually got the mail then. And then it hasn't been since then. So potentially it could have been all the way back to Monday when they left that in there. And I just haven't realized it's there or whatever because I haven't got the mail because my leg has been so bummed out the last several days. So, yeah, it's no good, man. But I don't know. I'll figure it out. And like I said, hopefully by then it'll be not a big fucking issue or whatever. But if it does become an issue, it's whatever then. I'll have to go on the fucking mail place and just be like, hey, give me my fucking mail. So, if nothing else, I'll just take my, not only my ID, but also take my lease with me is what it is then. They try to get me hassled out, do you actually live here because your address on your ID is someplace else or whatever, and it's like, yeah, I moved, I haven't got my address up changed for my ID yet, people. And it's kind of hard to do that when you don't drive, so. But yeah, and like I said, I think the reason that chick didn't know anything when I went down there to get that box the other day is because probably she wasn't used to working that particular office or whatever. Or it could be that she was an actual carrier that was, for some reason, not on a route or something. So, which I think is a lot more likely. But again, it is what it is on that one. So, like I said, now having this new resident thing put in my box here whenever, I think that's probably what the issue was then. So, because there's like, I think about 6 other residents that never bothered to fucking update their damn address when they left this place. So, or maybe it's even 7 now I think about it, because I remember when I first got here, there was just like a stack of mail in the mailbox. And I think there was like 2 things for me, and everything else was like either ads for the weeks, or it was like junk mail and stuff that was left in there for weeks, is what it was, for various people that used to live here. And it does make me wonder, though, on that one, because you would think of the last people that lived here, though, that they would obviously have been receiving mail from previous residents, too, for that matter. And it makes me wonder about that one, because it's like, shouldn't the USPS system have figured it out back then with those people? Because I'm assuming they did the same thing with them and sent a new resident thing there or whatever to them. So yeah, it just seems really weird in general. So I don't know. It's very suspicious in general to me is what it is, dude. So I find it very, very suspect in general there. But anyway, so yeah, but basically, let's see if I can do some content up here or not before we leave today. I don't know if it's like let me present the game or not right now. No, it used to, but I fucked up a while back and never did let me do it after that or whatever. So let's see if I can actually do a screen presentation or not. Nope, it's still doing this stupid shit all the time. Hate that fucking crap, dude. That pisses me off. But anyway, so yeah, needless to say, it's a whole thing, and like I said, it's just become a situation now, having to deal with the stupidity of everything right now is what it is. So, yeah. Are we all doing a bunch of called stuff right now that I'm trying to hop in on the secondary region. So, but yeah, it'll be interesting, like I said, to see what happens with that Scarlet Reckoning season. If it'll actually be worthwhile or not, or if it'll just be some stupid bullshit or whatever. So, one thing that's nice though, since we finished the previous season of the game in my secondary region, with the newest triple hunt that came up today, or yeah, I think it was today, they're finally putting in the beans and bacon level 2 boxing gloves now, which is nice. So it's always what you want to see there is what it is. So anyway, but other than that, we got some other pretty cool stuff coming up here, and there's a few things that obviously are not as good as it could be, but then there's a couple other things that actually are much better than they are. So anyway, but yeah, so basically things are taking a turn right now into some interesting revelation and whatnot. So and eventually it'll be a situation where in this account I'm going to eventually start working on giving up Worthless Negan here is what it'll be for when we actually have the different things for what the hell is that one season? Or sorry, not season. For the Strongest Survivor events is what I was thinking offhand. So because especially as seasons progress, then you're getting more of the fragmentation out of what it is. Actually, what's really nice is, as of the last update, because they did, well, sorry, not last update, they did an update last night, so it was 2 updates ago for the maintenance. They actually put a thing into the, what you call it, Strongest Survivor events, to where it used to be it was only the last 2 levels would give you fragmentation, but now it's every marker on the thing gives you like certain amounts is what it is there. Because I believe in the secondary region here it was 1, 2, and 3 respectively for the first like 3, and then it's like other amounts above that for everything else then. And I think it worked out to be about, it's like 15 or something like that, maybe 18. But then in the upper regions for where I'm at right now in like season like 15, 16, whatever we're at now for that Scarlet Reckoning season, it is, I believe, 22 or 23 per day is what it can give you there. So that's a big boost too, by the way, because it used to only be like 15 or 16 there as it was for the thing. So being able to get a couple extras here and there is nice. And yeah, it's just overall, I think, a better deal is what it is there. So, and I think the longer we go, the longer it's gonna, or the easier it's gonna be to acquire eventually a level 140 governor, and then everything else after that, obviously. And what's nice is you'll actually have certain things go down the right way to where I will eventually be able to get, I believe, Pamela up to a certain amount too, for that matter, which is nice. And I think, honestly, when it's all said and done, what's going to end up happening is I will eventually put myself into a situation where after governor is done, I'll basically just start working on Pamela's and whatnot. So, but anyway, that's pretty much where my thought process and stuff is right now. So, well, actually, I guess I would say when governor's completely done is when you'd work on stuff like Vengeful Governor, and then Ruthless Negan above, 5 stars and stuff like that's what it is. So, because right now, like, the one thing I noticed is, like, the main reason, obviously, to do up certain characters, whether it be Ruthless Negan or somebody else like that for that matter, is because of their global effects on the game. Because specifically, it is Ruthless Negan that'll give you an attack bonus as a global effect. And then it's other characters like Inmate Tyrese give you a health bonus, or like Magna will give you a health bonus. Jesus gives you an attack bonus, etc., etc. Pamela gives you a defense bonus. Team Raider Laura gave you an attack bonus. And so forth and so on. And as it is right now, I am currently 7 fragments away from Governor being a 8-star in my secondary region. So that'll give me a nice little boost there is what it is. Sorry, I'm starting to go a little bit dry mouth right now. So anyway, but yeah, it's been an interesting thing for sure, though. And I think we're definitely heading on a path right now of just getting stronger, is what it is, in all the regions that I'm part of, and going from there. I feel like I did play this game back in the day when it first started for like 5 minutes or something. And I'm sure I'm in a dead region at this point, and my account's probably whatever at this point. Is that like recovered or whatever? But if I can recover that at some point when there's like an event going on, I'd like to do that, just because it would be nice to be able to give one of my other accounts, now that I've been playing for the last couple of years, a boost. But it would also give that original account the ability to come back and get a bunch of stuff in it. That's what it is. So I think that'd be worthwhile, obviously. Like, it wouldn't be worthwhile, obviously, to go play with it now, but like, because it would be just worthless pretty much is what it is there. Because it would take too much to put into it, and then it'd also, take my time away is what it is or whatever. So, but anyways. But yeah, it's like a whole thing now. But like I said, I think it's worth it to go for certain things. Here's what it would be then. So, and as of right now, I'm going to start going after Vengeful Governor up to a 4-star, hopefully at some point in the future. Do the Scavenge Rush right now. That's another thing too, is that Scavenge Rush is not giving out the full fragmentation amount that we need, which is 70. Which I don't know why it wouldn't do that in other seasons. It's just stupid to me, to be honest with you. They're screwing up people that are like less or whatever when they should be given. I think a couple seasons ago it was like 50 that they were giving out for the thing, and I'm just like, it makes me wonder how many they're giving out to people in like seasons like 1, 2, 3, etc. They're doing Scavenger Rush. Because I'm guessing it's maybe 40 or something like that then, which is bullshit because it's like it takes 50 just to get the damn Call to Arms to White is what it is there. So, or though actually, I guess in that case it would be, you wouldn't even get Call to Arms to White until I think it's like season 8 or something. I think it was season 8. And then anything before that would be, it would have been, what's her face? Sniper Andrea. So, yeah, Call to Arms to White is definitely a game changer character, and I'm so glad that I decided in the last year to start working on that dude, because I'll tell you what, like, I think he was like maybe a 2-star then or something in each account, or close to a 2-star in each account. And the fact that in like roughly 6 months, give or take now, I've been able to yank him up to almost a 8 point something stars, what it is there, is pretty phenomenal, honestly, and just shows how much you can, like, with the 70 extra fragments per time you can go and get them from the Scavenge Rush event, which usually you can do about, I think it's like 2, maybe sometimes 3 each time is what it is, depending. I think it's usually guaranteed like 2 each time, and then depending if you have like extra flashlights and stuff from like previous ones, you can usually do a third, I think is what it is. And the fact that you have like enough to do that is awesome, and then the fact you can then, you know, start leveling this dude out to the point where it's, you know, worthwhile, obviously. And the thing is, when you can get, you know, those 70 extra frags each time, and then you get, you know, like 140 is what it would be then per 6-day event, there's what it is. Like, that's huge, man, because it allows you then to have the ability to turn around and be able to upgrade those Call to Arms to White characters for like quite a bit of times, to the point where you can eventually get like a 6, 7, 8 stars, what it is there, in like a few months is what it is. Because I believe it's when you're getting up to like the 90s and the 110s and stuff like that, you can basically get usually like around almost 2 upgrades, I think, per thing is what it is, or something. Or sorry, it's like 2 upgrades before that, and it's like every time we get one of those, it's like a single upgrade per thing or whatever. Sorry, I'm a little tired. My mind's kind of freaking out right now. I noticed too the trains haven't really been running like they used to, what it is, which I think is really interesting the last couple of days now. Which I know the other day it was because of the rain, but yeah, like the last couple of days I really haven't heard. And I think I heard like maybe like 1 or 2 in like the last few days, like right around midnight, and then like nothing after that. So I don't know, maybe there's something going on with the train system or something like that. Maybe it's because the LA riots are not coming through like they need to or something like that. Who knows? But I don't know. Strange either way. I mean, it works out well for me because it's, you know, allowing me to actually get the sleep I finally need, what it is then. So, but yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, right now I have a 7-2 in my actually, now that I'm looking at this, I can actually take 7 of these fragments and use them as universals, which is what I'm going to do right now. That way I'll be able to get Governor currently is what it is. Give him up to an 8-star then immediately. And it's just a matter of doing up the white to its next level. So it'll be a 7-2 with 49 fragments on it then. And we got 5 for getting Governor to an 8-star. Or 500, I should say. Which is kind of bullshit, honestly. But I did get to 15,000 on the thing, though, so that allowed me to get another 5,000 rubies, so that was good. So, yeah, Paul Torms DeWhite's an interesting character, though, for sure. And, like I said, he is definitely a necessary evil in the game in later seasons, because that way you can then have him, Negan, and Governor together. Which I feel like there might be a secondary set that you can do too as well with this. Need to go check my thing right now on this. Yeah, you could also do, besides regular Negan, you can also do Ruthless Negan as a placeholder for that one. Or if you don't have Governor, you could also do Vengeful Governor, which to me that one would be a little bit weird though, because you'd almost be wanting to do Tyrants with that, I think is what it is, just because with the fact that the 3 of them together, it is a cavalry defense and health for Governor Negan, called Arms to White, versus if you have Vengeful Governor and Ruthless Negan in there, they're both sharpshooter dudes. Now, granted, they would also get the sharpshooter bonus, is what it is, 12% increase. But then you would think that you don't have what Pamela's would be, though. So, yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I personally would have with Pamela myself, but that's just me, so. Yeah, I definitely want to go with Pamela on those, I think. If I was going to go that route. Because it's much, much easier then. So. But yeah, it's the whole thing, man. So. It really just depends on where you want to go and what you want to do in this game, honestly. And how much you're willing to, burn through or spend or whatever you want to call it there. So. For me personally, it's just a matter of, doing what I need to get ahead, and hopefully I'll be able to get ahead then. So, one thing I do like that they have brought back several times now is this Smash the Scarecrow event, because it allows you to get a lot of stuff for your vehicles. You can get a lot of vehicle tokens there. Huh. That's interesting. I completely had forgotten about the changes they did now to the season, where because they were talking about it was 1, 2, 3, 4 Roman numeral things over for the vehicles and stuff, and now it's showing all the pay-to-win vehicles being S trucks, and then vintage truck and Stinger being A's, and then my school bus and my RV being a B, and then my carriage being a C. So, in this particular account, which I can only assume has to do with the fact that you have other stuff done, but Who the hell knows? I'm going to have to check that on my other accounts and see if there's any sort of difference there or not. But yeah, what's nice there is, like I said, you can get a bunch of excess. You can get at least, I think if you put in like 6,000 rubies, you can get enough of the scarecrow token things, whatever. You can actually get 3 sets for that 7-day period. And then it would basically be 120 tokens per time. There's what it is. So, which is nice because you'll eventually need that to get the thing. Okay, so now I'm sorry, it is actually that way. Okay, so yeah, so carriage is a C apparently all the time then. And then everything else, like the RV, the school bus are B's, and then Stinger and vintage trucker are A's. So. One thing I noticed, though, with those pay-to-win S trucks now, that I guess I didn't pay attention to before, is that unlike the other ones that have, like the engine 2 is what it is there to get much capacity increases and stuff there. I'm not sure when they introduced this. I think it was a few seasons ago or whatever. So it should be in the next season or so in my secondary region. It'll either be this coming season, my secondary region, or it'll be the season after this one. Would be when the RV engine, etc., gives like a number 2 and allows for much capacity increase in all crews. Whereas with the rogue truck, the police truck, the war chariot, the battle truck, and the burn truck, which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, if you're putting real money into those, it's like several $1,000s. I think I figured it out here not long ago, when you have the one event coming up to do that, which I think is running right now is what it is. Let me just check that real quick. Yeah, the Cumulative Upkeep event right now, where you're paying for the vintage vehicle, or you're paying for the vehicle tokens there in order to get all that stuff, which is 600,000 rubies to get all the rewards. So that would be, I'm trying to figure this out now. So let's see, 20,000. So it'd be 100, 200, 300, 400. Okay, so it costs 10,000 gold to get 20,000. So that'd be 20, 30, 40, 50, 100,000 gold. Wait, sorry, I gotta get that for 100,000. $300,000 would be okay. That's actually not as much as I thought it was. So it would be $100 per 100,000 gold, and you need 300,000 gold for that. So you're talking about $300. I was thinking it was a couple. Yeah, I think I was confusing Ezekiel and the vehicles then. So it's only a few $100 per vehicle, but that's still a lot of money though. You think about it, right? Like $300 for a vehicle, dude. Like, come on now. So yeah, see, that does seem like a lot though, dude. Like way more than it should be, honestly. Because even then, you're only getting enough. Let's see, 10, 20, 5, 75, 25, 2750, Yeah, so you have to get every single thing to get that. Then to get the 30,000 requires what it is there. So you're getting a vehicle for that much. So basically, if you're having all these vehicles, you're essentially paying. Let's see, 3, 6, 9, 12. So yeah, potentially, if you have every single vehicle from the rogue truck to the police truck to the war chariot to the battle truck to the burn truck, you are actively paying $1,500 base to get that stuff, and that's taking at least 5 of the come of upkeep events to do that. Then, and that's not even including the other stuff you're paying into. Huh, that's weird. Oh, okay. I was like, wait, what the fuck? This is telling you to claim the thing on the what you call here. I'm like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. I will say this for the burn truck, the other stuff they have for this is more insane even. Like for an extra 1,000, you can get a grind truck, which is just going to grind up shit. And then there's another one called what is this called? The Firefront Vanguard, which just looks fucking insane. It's got like missiles and shit on it. So, it's all the skin stuff there for those. Yeah, King of the Roads is the one I was seeing on the battle truck that people have had. So you're paying extra 1,000 for that. So you're basically paying, yeah, like a ton of money for that thing, dude. Too much money is what it is on that one, in my opinion. Yeah, the thing I'm gonna grab here on these accounts at some point in the near future will be the I'll have 1,000 tokens then. Which, I mean, technically, I guess eventually I could, if I wanted to, just do that, but it would take like several years though to do it, so it's not even really worth it, honestly. So, yeah, in my opinion, I will eventually get the skins for my main stuff here, and the one I'm gonna plan on going after pretty soon is it would be the Ride to Hell one for the school bus, because it would actually up the attack of everything then. So, and that's what you really want, one extra attack for everybody is what it is there. So, I mean, I guess I could technically go after other things, but I'm trying to remember what I have right now that I would even need. I think it'd be something with the Stinger. Yeah, I could always go the Stego Spike for my Stinger vehicle, but then it doesn't really do anything because it's just defense is what it is there. Now, granted, if I had 2,000, I'd actually get that one as well, but I think with just 1,000, I'll go for the attack attribute one first. So, and then right now I'm just waiting to upgrade a couple different characters. Currently, we got 50 until Governor can become a 9-1, which will be whenever we can get our, for this current season ending here, it'll be whenever our season earnings open up for the new season. It'll be then, which will be probably 4 or 5 days from now, is my guess. At which point I will simply get a 750 worth of long ranges, get my governors, get my Negans, get my Pamelas, and then whatever's left over I will use towards legendary survivor fragments then. And if I get enough of those, I'll be able to, I may just say forget it and just use those fragmentations to do up stuff like Rosita and whatnot to an 8-2. So, because she's the closest one right now. Other ones besides her, I could get, if I get 107 fragments right now, I can have Alpha be a 134 then, and an 8-4. So, which I think she will. I believe at 134 she jumps to, it's either 19.5 or right around 20% attack increase for all fighters. Right now she's 18.98. And then Lydia will be an 8-3 with another 118 in this account specifically. So I just realized I'm not quite a 5-star yet in this account for my Ruthless Negan. Still got 89 to go on that one. So, but yeah, when it's all said and done, it'll be a good deal though. Which I look very, very, very forward to. So. But anyways, that's pretty much it for the day, I think, where we're at. Like I said, I think it'll be interesting to see what happens with this Scarlet Reckoning season. See if we'll be able to pull a similar thing in that season or not, because if we don't, it'll be probably burning and stuff like that, but who knows. I think it all depends on who we go up against right now is what it is. Which, I'm not sure if they gave us who are supposed to be in for this season or not. I think maybe they did the other day, but let me check real quick. No, I guess not yet. I think it was the other. I think it was my other region I was thinking of. We had it in there, and it was showing who was where, or whatever. So it is what it is. But yeah, I think my eventual plan will be to get Pamela a lot better. And then maybe have her take over at some point in the future in one of these accounts. Or maybe actually, I should say that not one of these accounts, in the main accounts is it would be there. But I think she's still quite a bit off, considering that, like I said, you can basically have, even Dwight right now, as a 8-star plus costing, I think it's like $260 per thing, or whatever. I mean, that's still not bad because of the fact that, you know, you can still do that and, like, you can still do at least one level up on him, like, every single time is what it is almost. So the fact that you have that being the situation is a big deal, I think, because it then allows for the increase, the upgrade, etc. to take place then. So obviously, with him being like a 110 or a 120, it's much easier to do that then. But, you know, again, it's just a matter of being able to get stuff done and, you know, actually achieving success. There's what it is. So it is what it is at that point. It's just a matter of doing stuff, like I said, and being able to actually get it done, which unfortunately in a lot of cases you can't do that stuff because you just can't get ahead of what it is otherwise, unless you're, you know, in an active clan, an active region, etc. there. So if you're in a dead region, like you're always going to be, second or third or whatever it is there. So it's really not worth it to stay in some of these regions anyway, unless you want to start losing is what it is there. So, and I think in some cases people do want to lose, but I think in other cases they just don't get it is what it is. That you physically have to be like right here is what it is then. So, but yeah, like I said, semantics, honestly. And, some people will do better than others. Obviously, people that want to pay to get ahead will do much better than the rest of us. And I've recently figured out, like, I think it's going to be this one time right now will end up being the last time that I do things because I just can't afford it anymore is what it is. Like, it was one thing when I was, living on my own, etc. there, but now it's just become a situation of it's really not worth it. So, and I think unfortunately it's taking me this long to figure that out right now. But with my limited income, it's not worth it to spend money every month I really don't have. So, because it'd be one thing if it was me just having like one account that I'm paying like $10 a month out of, but the fact that I'm doing that for 3 different accounts, that adds up quick. And, for people like me, $360 a year, dude, is like, that's about half my rent, honestly, right now. Well, not quite half my rent, but close enough, I pay over $700 in rent a month, so it's like, almost, actually, is what you might as well say on that one. But yeah, definitely not worth it to burn through cash when you don't have to. So anyway, but yeah, that's basically where I'm at right now with the whole thing, and just trying to figure it out, realize what it is. So, but it's nice because honestly, like, truthfully, there's not really much of a reason to spend money in this game. Like, unless you seriously have like no time at all and just like this bunch of disposable income, basically. Because if you actually do grind the way I do, which is several hours a day on the game, you can definitely get ahead very quickly. Is what it is there. Oh, we got a comrade return coming up right now, starting tomorrow. Okay, there's going to be 7 days of survival. Let's figure this out right now. So let's see, today is Thursday, but 8 o'clock will be Friday. And tomorrow will be Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So, like, Sunday night for the reset will be a 7 days of survival that include boxing gloves. There will be a new event called Oath of Guardian. Where apparently you can get legendary golden statues as one of the things. That's interesting. Very interesting. Huh. Weird. But yeah. Crazy. So, be interesting to see what happens on that, though. Because, like I said, it's just a matter of time to get everything there is what it is. And like I said, I could see if you like have the money to like spend money on, you know, silly shit like, you know, vehicles and stuff like that. But at the same time, my opinion of it is like, first off, if I had $1,500 to spend on something, it's going to be a real car, not a bunch of fake cars in a game. And then, and actually, technically, thinking about that right now, that would be literally 2 months rent for me right now. So, and the sad fact is, for some people, that's like, you know, other things. If you're like some rich person, that could be like, you know, a nice shotgun or something for you. If you're, you know, Pro 2A or whatever. So, but yeah, it's just interesting to see the priorities of some people, though. Or lack thereof, I guess is what I'd say on that one. I don't know, though, man. It's hard to say. But either way, it is what it is. So, but yeah, in a couple hours here, I definitely got to get back down to my mailbox and throw this fucking new resident thing that they put in there the other day into it. And hopefully, if that be the case, then when the mailman comes tomorrow, they'll be like, oh, okay. And they'll just, you know, actually put the mail in the fucking box, and is what it is for me. So, which they damn well better, honestly, dude. I'm gonna be massively pissed off because right now, like I said, I gotta pay my water bill, and that was supposed to come today, according to my informed delivery. But of course, since they're holding my mail, apparently, it's the whole thing right now. So, which if I had known about this stupid resident thing, I would have done it whenever it came in the other day, which I assume was probably Monday morning or Tuesday morning they put in there, would be my guess. Because like I said, I haven't been down to check the box since I think it was Sunday night with my cousin. After we come back from getting food and stuff from the store. So, yeah, definitely get that in there then and have it be actual mail delivery then, so I can get my bills paid and don't get fucked over at some point in the future. So, but anyway, as it is right now, I'm still waiting for the stupid fucking people at the what you call it to call me back. Social Security office, so they can explain why the hell they haven't sent me my proper checks yet. Because right now, with those fuckers taking money off the last three, they actually owe me another damn check right now. If I called them anyway. Let's see. Huh. So yeah, they should have actually called me back by now because it was supposed to be about an hour and a half. So, all right. Well, I'm gonna finish up since it's a little bit later than that right now. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this stream right now. I want to be on the phone with them, obviously, and still have the stream going then. So, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a day on that one. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this stream, and I will be back probably tomorrow on the main channel. for Education Network to do my Freedom Friday stream and discuss some stuff there, is what it is, and go from there. And hopefully by then I'll actually be getting my mail, like I said, tomorrow morning. Hopefully the mail, I think it's a male woman now is what it is. Hopefully she'll take it and be like, okay, so this is who lives here now. Here's the mail for them. And then just simply, leave whatever she has them potentially in her bag or whatever. Or even if that be the case, it might just leave me like a note or something like that, being like, you got to go to the mail office, or you got to go to the post office then. That's like the post office a couple miles away or whatever to get whatever's not being sent right then or whatever then. Or it could just be a situation, like I said, where it's them, maybe they'll just take that tomorrow or whatever, and then come Saturday morning, they'll deliver the actual mails, what it is then, or for me that's being held currently or whatever, which would be probably more like my guess is what would be on that one then. So it might just be not getting any mail tomorrow at all, and then just having it be come Saturday morning, they'll just deliver all the stuff or whatever that's been for the past few days they've had, sent through or whatever for them then. That's supposed to be for me here is what it is. So, which either way, as long as I get my mail, it's all that matters, dude. So, but anyway. On that note, though, like I said, it's been fun. It's been real. Hope you guys enjoyed this hour something stream. And I will be back tomorrow on the main network account to, like I said, do a Freedom Friday. And we'll discuss the potentiality for left doing their little terrorist Saturday thing is what it is there. So, also, we'll discuss my my Reddit ban from the Akron subreddit that I got yesterday from these douchebags because I called them out on their leftist terrorism and, sucking illegal alien dick at this point, honestly. And yeah, these fuckers tried to ban me from the sub there is what it is, and we're going to discuss the possibility of me simply just suing Reddit at this point, honestly, for censorship. So, anyway. Till later. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, y'all. Stay safe, stay vigilant, all that good stuff. And always be gaming, for sure, man. Because games like Walking Dead Survivors are very fun. And like I said, as long as you can get into a region that's not going to be in constant war all the time for these seasons, you can actually have some fun. So, anyway. That's about it for today. Peace out, y'all.